Hello, everyone, and welcome to another insightful interview in the Global Excellence Council Award series. Today, we are honored to welcome Ms. Shweta Pandey. Shweta works as a Senior Manager of People Process and Analytics at Fox Corporation, and she is based in New Jersey. With over 20 years of experience in HR enterprise applications, Shweta is a pioneer in HR digital transformation, utilizing automation, AI-driven analytics, and compliance solutions to optimize workforce management. Her expertise in Workday HCM has helped organizations achieve greater efficiency, transparency, and compliance. A multi-award winning leader, Shweta brings invaluable insights on AI in HR and workforce optimization. Welcome, Shweta.
Thank you very much, Shagun. That's very nice to hear about myself.
Great to have
thank you very much for such a nice introduction.
Thank you. Now let's welcome our host for today, Ms. Neelakshi Mukherjee. Neelakshi is a dynamic leader in leadership development and organizational transformation, serving as Senior Director at People First. With 25 years of HR experience, she's known for helping organizations grow, turning big ideas into actionable strategies and building thriving cultures. Neelakshi's passion for empowering individuals and unlocking leadership potential truly sets her apart. Welcome, Neelakshi.
Thank you, as always, Shagun, for your kind words. And a very, very warm welcome to you, Shweta, our August participant, winner, whichever way we would want to project it. We're absolutely delighted to have you, Shweta, and would like to begin with, again, a sense of gratitude for having made at a very unearthly hour of 6:30 a.m. in the morning. That really shows your dedication towards whatever you do. And, that's what we hold really dear to all of us as professionals and people alike. So that's really wonderful. Thank you so much for making the time. And again, a very, very big congratulations for winning the coveted influential leader at GEC. That's by no means an easy feat, as I was mentioning, Shweta. So, and you've done something really wonderful to be obviously receiving this. So many congratulations again. And delighted to have you. So let's begin with where it all started, Shweta. How did HR transformation, digitalization, AI, for obvious references, how did it all become a part of your journey? Why don't you just take us a little bit through that?
Yeah, of course. So, AI is pretty new. I have been working in this space from last 20 years now. And I would say my journey in HR digital space started with a curiosity. Coming from a technical background, I realized, in the beginning phase of my career, I was working as a software engineer. So I spent around 5 to 6 years working on a technical stack. But then I realized it's sooner that HR was often burdened with the manual task, with obviously cost, money, and time. And that, if technology can be a friend in that space, that could, the valuable time which HR is actually spending in the manual task could be better spent in other strategic initiatives like talent development, employee engagement, etc., etc. Additionally, I realized that even small little automations and harmonizing the process in the HR workflow can enhance the efficiency. And it also helps, along with enhancing the HR efficiency, it also provides a seamless employee experience.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And what I've witnessed during my experience and during my past projects, that technology can really empower HR teams, and along with the technology, digital analytics can help them, empower them to make informed decisions.
Absolutely.
And that can foster more engaged and productive environment.
No, absolutely. Very, very true. And this is where I come to the quintessential question of today, right? That is AI going to be the one replacing human intelligence, right? And more so in HR. So I personally would think it's more of a fallacy. It is about how intelligently can we use intelligence. But I would love to hear your thoughts on it and where you come from as you see things around yourself.
Absolutely. I mean, I am totally aligned with you. And no matter how much I advocate for AI and technology, and we talk about implementing in, especially in HR space, it will never replace human element in the HR space.
No,
And
absolutely.
it should, yeah, and it should not. So, like I mentioned before, the technology is there to amplify it, to empower HR teams, not to replace them.
Totally. And I'm glad you agree, because a lot of youngsters and not so young, participants often ask me this question. So what is it? Is our jobs in danger? What is the future looking like? Is the workforce going to shrink? And yeah, I mean, if you let robotics take over us, well, that's going to be the end of something, right? So it's not very
Yeah.
soon that's going to happen for sure. But can you tell me, since you've had extensive experiences with Workday, and that was one of the pioneers in sort of getting sort of technology in the space of HR very efficiently. What do you think are one of those facets of HR where technology has played a significant role? If you can take up any function and tell me a little more, that how has digitalization really helped in the way that you are envisaging it to?
Yeah, I would say it is. I mean, when you actually mention the Workday, so like Workday is like a cloud-based ERP for HR enterprise system, and it is playing a pivotal role in many organizations. It is providing that sort of efficiency, which I mentioned earlier, that improving and harmonizing your workflow can actually amplify and free up your valuable time for other strategic initiatives in the organization. But when you talk about AI, I would definitely say that it is there. It is there to stay. So so HR also need to understand. I mean, HR professionals and leaders, and they are also getting the sense that AI can be a powerful tool for their operations and their work which they are doing. So I would say slowly, which I have seen in my organizations and when I talk to other people who are in the same space, organizations have actually started exploring, and companies like Workday and other product-driven companies which are building the HR tools, they have started exploring AI usage in talent management. And I've seen that they have started utilizing AI tools in interviewing processes, so that can be expedited, and you can enhance your productivity around, because you know that when it comes to the recruiting, a lot of organizations, they end up spending valuable time in looking for a right candidate.
That's right.
And other aspect which I see is already started blooming is the personalized experience for the employee engagement. You can have like a bot which you can call self HR, and that can answer your day-to-day questions. You really do not need to come to your HR person to get those answered.
So imagine the kind of time it leaves with our engagement and talent management executives to do something which is really meaningful, right? In terms of career progression, in terms of impacting their personal lives, work-life balance, et cetera, which were good to have. When we were young, it was good to have because time nahi hai. There is absolutely no time to go and do that, right? But imagine if self-care is completely sort of normalized across organizations. So employees are sort of trained and empowered to have these little queries sorted by themselves, that when will my salary come? Can I get my salary slip? How many days of holidays can we have? If all of this gets personalized and, sort of self-care basis, then imagine the kind of time and value addition that HR can bring in the system. So have you experienced this happening? Have you seen HR personnel coming out of this personnel domain and actually doing human resource while all of this has taken over?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even in Workday, because like I said, that Workday is being used in many organizations these days. So they come up with their AI assistant. And I mean, though Workday is a self-service tool and we normally direct employees to go in and look for your balances and salary slips, etc., etc. But that it does need a training that because they don't know how to navigate into the system. But now they have come up with this AI assistant, which they call Workday Assistant, and you can just type in your questions and get your answers right in on your face. So that's the same thing we are talking about.
So, with digitization really, kind of speeding things up in a lot of ways, both for the employees as well as the HR department. Where do you think HR focus areas are shifting now? Where do you think the human resource is really coming into play? Which are the areas where HR heads, CHROs, a level down, they're really thinking of creating value adds? Which are those focus areas which are coming up?
I would say in more strategic initiatives and more employment engagement initiatives. And those are the things. And then, I mean, because you now have technology to assist you, and technology is also assisting you to get the better analytics to make better decisions. So they can now, I mean, when companies planning to expand, like for my organization, when my organization plan to expand in India or in other geographies, so now HR has better availability and better space to focus on those initiatives.
Amazing. No, that's a wonderful, sort of, what should I say, space or, seat on the table that HR is finally being able to invest in with the micros being taken care of, right? Because I remember when I was heading HR for a couple of organizations, obviously we didn't have AI then. And this was, I mean, almost 10, 15 years back that I'm talking about. And if we would just so much as suggest to our management that, let's make a PDF with all the answers, people can just do a Control F and find, and a lot of management would come up and say, but what about the human touch, Neelakshi? I mean, we're going to become so mechanical. Where is the human touch? So do you feel that still is a question today, or you think in general the workforce has also evolved by the way AI assistants have come into their lives?
So as I mentioned earlier also in this conversation, that AI or technology can only take up the mechanical task. That's what we are talking about, the day-to-day task, the repetitive, the manual task. The human touch, which you mentioned, that is like an integral part of HR team that was there, that is there, and that will remain there.
And how are teams doing the balance out of both? Because so I'll give you a practical scenario, right? Like I, as an employee, I get trained in my induction that, okay, this is your workday, this is your workday assistant, whatever you need, you might put in. So don't you think that is reducing the opportunities for the employee to come back and speak to HR? I'm just trying to be this advocate here.
I would say no, Neelakshi. Actually, the employee is not coming to you for the repeated task again. I mean, they are not coming to you to ask their pay, where can I see my pay stub? Where can I see my leave absences, etc., etc. But they will come to you when they have to. I mean, for example, when they have to come to on maternity leave, when they have to go on LTD or short-term STD, sort of those scenarios. They will come to you on those. When they're looking for their mentor, when they're looking for their growth opportunities, they will come to you.
Absolutely. So which is why I think, as we keep speaking, it's more and more clear that how technology, digitization, they're all becoming enablers rather than inhibitors in the system. And it's beautifully, right? So yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. It's about adding a value to your overall ecosystem. And yeah, I mean, what I feel like technology like Workday or AI in the future, probably, it provides you employee as a transparent platform. So let's say if an employee is looking for growth opportunities, they have this platform where they can go and see, okay, which all positions are open with my company. And So it also provides them like a sense of involvement.
Point. It's like it's all out there, it's transparent, there is nothing happening behind the closed doors or behind the covers. So it also builds trust, that which is so much more
Right.
important for a healthy culture, right? Yes, very important.
Absolutely. Yeah, so HR is not gatekeeping anything. We are there to help you.
No, that's wonderful. I love the way you brought in this point, because yes, imagine we have been struggling to enable trust as a key component of culture, right? And how technology, on the other hand, is really helping us build that.
Helping us.
That's a beautiful point. What is ahead of you, Shweta? What are your aspirations? Where do you see yourself? What next?
At this point of time, and I would say for next 2 to 3 years, I want to explore AI aspect into HR digital space more. And I'm actually working on a lot of initiatives within my organization and outside on some research areas as well. So
Okay.
yeah, that is my focus area at this point of time. That is where I want to evolve and explore. That interests me. So yep.
So to young HR professionals coming and joining your team, what would be that knowledge nugget that you would impart them with?
I would say treat technology as your friend. Don't scare of it. It's not going to there to replace you. It is there to help you, empower you, and yeah.
Cheers to that, Shweta. It was an absolute pleasure talking with you on an early Wednesday morning for you, right?
Yes, it is Wednesday.
And have a great day ahead, and keep shining, Shweta. Always a pleasure to get back in touch, and wish you all the best.
Thank you. I'm so honored to be on this space, and talking to you is really a great opportunity to me. Thank you for your time and everything.
Thank you. Thank you. The pleasure was completely ours. Thank you so much, Shweta.
Thank you, Neelakshi. Bye.
Bye.